This is Chapter 5, Exercise 13, Cost of Goods Sold. Below is a series of cost of goods sold sections for companies B, M, O, and S. For convenience, I have written the equations right next to each thing that we're doing, so that if you want to refer back, you can see where we're getting these calculations. So for company B, we're going to be looking for net purchases, which is found by taking our purchases and subtracting our purchase returns and allowances. So we will take our purchases, which is $1,860. Whoops, I forgot to do that. Okay, have to put the calculation sign in there. So we'll take our purchases, which is $1,860, and then we're going to minus our purchase returns and allowances value, which is $99. And for convenience, I have pre-programmed in, I'll show you down here on B. If you look up here, I have pre-programmed in that will fix the calculations up in the number, and it will show the answer both in the column and then also down below where it's right next to the formula that we have. So the next thing we're looking for is cost of goods purchased. We will find our cost of goods purchased by taking our net purchases. Whoops, I did that again. Remember to put your calculation sign of an equal sign in there so that it will compute. All right, we're taking our net purchases, which is right here, and we just figured that out. And then we're going to add our freight in expense of $161. This gives us $1,922 for our cost of goods purchased. And finally, for company B, we're going to figure out their cost of goods sold. And we will use our equal sign up in the formula bar. And we're going to take to find the cost of goods sold, we take our cost of goods available for sale amount, which is $2,232. And we're going to subtract our ending inventory amount, which is $384. This gives us a total of $1,848 for cost of goods sold for company B. Next, we're going to move on to company M, right here. We will be finding the purchase returns and allowances for company M. We do this by taking our purchases and subtracting our purchases of $1,339 and subtracting our net purchases of $1,290. That gives us $49 for our purchase returns and allowances. Next, we'll be looking at our freight in for company B. Oh, I did that backwards. So sorry. So for finding freight in, we're going to take our cost of goods purchased, which is right here, cost of goods purchased, and then we minus our net purchases. So we minus net purchases of $1,290. That will give us our freight costs of $235. And finally, for company M, we're going to find our ending inventory. Ending inventory is found by taking our cost of goods available for sales, which is conveniently right above it, and subtracting our cost of goods sold, which is immediately below it at $1,525. This gives us a total of $149 for our ending inventory. Now I have pre-populated this chart so that it automatically fills in down here, just because I need to be able to see what I'm looking at. So if you will notice, we still have Company O and Company S not calculated, but these have auto-filled in down below here. So next we're going to be solving for Company O. Company O, we're looking for our purchase price, and that is found by taking our purchase returns and allowances, which is 360, and we're going to add our net purchases of $91.88. Next, and that gives us $9,548 for our purchases for Company O. Next, we'll be looking at the freight in for Company O. Our freight in is found by taking our cost of goods purchased, which is our cost of goods purchased of $9,982, and we're subtracting our net purchase of $9,188. That gives us a freight charge of $794. And finally, for Company O, we're going to be looking at the cost of goods available for sale. We do this by looking at the beginning inventory of $868. And then we are going to add, let's see here, we're going to add our cost of goods purchased. Cost of goods purchased of $9,982. And that gives us a total of $10,850. Now I'm going to scoot this out just a little bit so that I can continue to read those calculations. All right. Finally, we're going to work and solve for Company S. We're solving for identifying the beginning balance of the inventory. Now, I want you to note here that the way that we do that is to take the cost of goods available for sale and we minus the cost of goods purchased. However, the cost of goods purchased is another item that we still don't have an answer for, and we're going to have to solve for that. So again, the calculation is taking for here, for the beginning balance. In order to find the beginning balance, we're going to take our cost of goods available for service, or available for sale, which is $61,417. And then we're going to subtract our cost of goods purchased, which at this point is an unknown value, but it will populate out. And if you'll notice over here, this shows that there's a value. Now that will fill in just a moment. So let's next go to solve for cost of goods purchased. So cost of goods purchased is our net purchases plus our freight in charges. So our net purchases is $52,440. And we're going to add our freight in charges of $2,778. That gives us our cost of goods purchased of $55,218. Now let's go back up here and just do a quick little calculation, just to make sure that our beginning inventory is in fact $6,199. We know that we take the cost of goods available for sale, which is right here, of $61,417. And then we're going to subtract our cost of goods purchased, which is $55,218. and it does come up to $6,199. So we do know that that's correct. Now let's finally solve for K, which is we're going to be looking for Company S, purchase returns and allowances. The formula for this, for identifying the purchase returns and allowances, is we take our purchases, which is $54,052, and then we subtract our net purchases, which is $52,440. This leaves us a purchase returns and allowance value of $1,612. Now, to verify that these answers are correct, I have gone in and I have taken this problem and already pre-worked it. And as we see, these answers are the same. Our 52,218, our 1612, and 6199 for our beginning inventory, and we have already pre-calculated these amounts. I hope that this helps.